Welcome back to Signals on 91.3. This morning we have Signals Marketplace will continue next week, Saturday. I have with me a first class graduate of University of Lagos. Okay. Unilag last week, they had their convocation. Everybody was happy. Miss Maureen from Bobby Bob. Everybody's happy. But I have an interesting smart Gen Z, and that's what I'm going to call her. Smart Gen Z. Very special thanks to Dr. Rufai Kayede for making this happen. She's a first class graduate of University of Lagos, finishing as the best graduating student in her class. She's an ambitious civil and environmental engineer who is passionate about creating sustainable environments. Her final year thesis is based on flooding frequency analysis of the Shomolu System 2 channel. Through this work, she advocates for engineered, reformed infrastructures. She's passionate about using data science and artificial intelligence for predictive analysis of water resource systems and infrastructure. She is a recipient of the 9 awards, including the 5 academic awards, and 3 prizes for the best graduating students in civil and environmental engineering. She's also a 2023 NHEF scholar, that's Nigeria High Education Foundation Scholarship, awarded to the top 10 students in Nigeria for their academic and extracurricular excellence. Hold on. Her professional experiences includes interning at the ARUP Nigeria, a global firm that focuses on engineering and sustainable solutions. It's a very long one, and let me read it, and I'll tell you why I'm reading this profile. Her professional experiences has had her working in different companies, and she has also contributed to developing solutions towards sustainable goals by competing in hackathons such as the Meta Global Hackathon and JP Morgan Code of Good Hackathon. She's a sustainable development advocate who advances the SDG 4 and 5 quality education and gender equality. She was a Millennial Fellow at the Millennial Campus Network in collaboration with the United Nations Academic Impact, and currently an MCN alumni who spends her free time teaching and mentoring students at the primary and secondary levels. Her interests include water resource management, sustainable development, hydrology, climate modeling, and AI applications in environmental engineering. She's looking towards the future as she aims to pursue a PhD degree in environmental engineering and becoming a thought leader in environmental advocacy. I have with me Sofiyah Olaiwon. I needed to get that full name. Now, welcome to Signals on 91.3.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
When you have a Gen Z, you have to speak their language. So,
hello. I'm happy to be here and to spew out my words of wisdom.
Okay. So, we're discussing winning through academics. First class, civil engineering.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do that first. Why did you decide the civil engineering?
Okay. First of all, I actually decided. I always knew I actually wanted to be an engineer. I mean, when I was growing up, I would try to design prototypes. I think I would just draw something. It doesn't make sense. It's never going to work. But like I would just be looking for things just to try to make something. My parents, they studied engineering, electrical, and yeah, I definitely knew I wanted to become an engineer too. And so one thing was I had to find like problems in my environment that I wanted to fix. I mean, because that's the point of education. You have to focus on impact. You can't just go to school to study one thing. You have to like try to find, oh, what can I do? Or what impact do I want to leave? So yeah, so civil engineering, I mean, most people ask me why. Especially like when I wrote my jam and then I was like, oh, I got admission into school. And you're like, oh, what course? I'll be like, oh, civil engineering. And they'll be like, oh, why didn't I try to study medicine? Why didn't I try to study like another particular course? in engineering, why this particular engineering to be precise. So yeah, I first off, you know how Lagos and like the environmental issues in Lagos. Lagos is plagued with environmental issues. Is it the air quality? Is it flooding? A lot of things are happening. So yeah, that was why I wanted to study civil engineering, civil and environmental engineering, because yeah, it's together. Yeah, so I went into school. I wanted to study the environment. I wanted to study how I could improve the environment. I wanted to study how I could alleviate floods. Yeah, so that's part of the reason why I
How
decided
many
to
years
study.
was the course?
It's 5.
5 years.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I spent 7 years, but who's counting?
Nobody's counting, but do you want to tell us about why 7 years?
Oh, it's because of there was ASU strike. There was COVID.
Oh,
There was-
Ipele.
there was
So you have to
strike.
not be seeing that it was 7 years, not 5 years.
No, it's not. I said, like, my classmates, when we were doing our sign outs, we were like, engineer, doctor, no, MBBS, because we spent
7 years.
7 years in school. Engineering, MBBS. So that was it. So yeah.
First class. Did you get into Unilag with the ambition of coming out with a first class?
Yeah, definitely.
So it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. I mean, best or nothing else. I mean, I started with that hope. I mean, it was rough.
Okay, tell us the rough part.
It was
Tell us the rough part.
Okay, so when I first entered, right? When I first entered, it was not what I did in secondary school. Nothing was as it seemed. Like, oh, the math I knew and the math I studied that I thought I knew in secondary school, it's not the same.
Okay.
Like, it was tougher. I remember I would try to read in my room because I don't like libraries. I would try to read in my room and I'll just be dozing off on the textbook. I'll just be dozing off with my phone. I'll be like, this thing is not working. I had to actually seek for help. I think I went to a tutorial, and then shout out to my classmates. They were always ready to explain. Like anything I had issues with, they were always ready to explain to me that okay, this. In fact, my classmates are the best.
Okay.
Like there's no.
Let's say shout out to the classmates, the ones that
CG22 United.
Oh, you guys even have a name.
Yes,
So what I'm seeing from this conversation is you had a very strong study group.
Yeah. All my classmates, we read together, like right to year 5. We read together, we study together, we do overnights together. That we are using the board. If they are not opening class, we advocate for them to open our class for us. We have to we have a test, open this class for us, or just so yeah.
You did a little bit of mini aluta in school.
No.
It's not mini aluta, but you know when you say advocate that they open the classes for you.
Yeah. So we had to, because where else is the neutral location that will house we are over 70 in my class.
Okay.
So we needed where would we go? So it had to be our class.
Why didn't you like the library? It's okay.
I don't know why, honestly.
You still don't like the library?
I don't know why.
So when library wasn't working, your study group was working?
Yeah. I didn't like the library because I don't know. I think libraries are too quiet for me.
Okay.
So I mean,
so you could function with noise?
To some extent, but if noise is too much, I don't think.
So let's say moderate noise is 5 over 10.
Yeah. So that's cool for me. So I can read anywhere, but I just prefer to be in my own comfort while I read.
Okay. Now, you left elect. You left. Yes, so I was going to do that. You left elect and I'm wondering why.
Okay.
What fascinated you? Yes, you said the environment, but you left secondary school. You decided that. How many times did jam you?
No.
Good. So you decided that it was civil engineering.
Yeah.
You need to see the way she's looking at me. Like it was civil engineering or nothing.
Yeah, it was civil engineering or architecture, but
It was civil.
Architecture. I was not artistic enough. I mean, you need to see my drawings in primary school. No, I couldn't have like done architecture because I'm a more solutions oriented person.
Okay.
I'm not. Oh, I can sit down and decide and design a building that goes like this. No, I can't do that. But if it's solution, yeah, I'm able to come up with solutions. I'm solution.
7 years after, how do you feel?
Damn.
How do you feel?
7 years after, I feel like this convocation. I mean, before convocation, I didn't really feel great, right? Final year was a lot for me. Yeah, final year was a lot. I was sad. I was scared. In fact, this project that I'm talking about, like the one you read out, I wasn't sure I was going to complete it because I think I bit off more than I could chew.
Okay.
I think I did because when I first told my mentor that, oh, this is the project I want to embark on, she was like, are you sure? Why not pick something simpler so that I'll be able to finish it.
The Shomolu System 2.
Yeah.
What? Why Shomolu System 2?
In fact, the story is long.
Tell us.
I changed my study area at some point. So yeah, like I think I bit off more than I could chew. I think it's usually like a master's project or something. It's not usually something that somebody does in PhD level.
You use your project to do internship.
And all of that. So she was like, oh, I should find that, like, the problem is, see, if I'm not able to finish it, it's a problem. So I was like, I want to, this is what I want to do. Like, this is what I set out to do.
That
this is what I set out to do, and I must
do it.
I must do it. Yeah. So I started it. I was stuck for like months.
Why were you stuck?
On the chapter 4. Chapter 1 to 3 was not bad. Chapter 4
is methodology.
Chapter 4 is the results, like where you do the.
Chapter 3 is methodology. Chapter 4 is.
Chapter 4 is the. So
you have to show workings.
Yeah, I was stuck, and in fact, I was scared. I was non-verbal at some point. I was like, oh God, am I going to graduate from this school? Like, why did I do this to myself? But like, I was through my professor's influence, my thesis advisor, he was able to link me up with people that I talked to and like could help me out. Yeah, shout out to I had to go to another faculty, geography department. I went there to look for help and all of that, so they were able to help me. I mean, what I was supposed to do, or I was supposed to build, was supposed to take like a week to build. In fact, they helped me do it in we worked together to do it in a day.
Okay.
And yeah, that was so. Like, your question was, how do I feel? So like after I was able to defend it, I was happy because I had issues with my first defense. So the second defense went smoothly. So after that, I was like, finally done. I developed an ear infection. Like, Uncle Deji was the one that my uncle was the one that helped me with, like, oh, this is what I should take, and all of that.
So your ear infection whilst doing your project.
My final exams, like, I was in agony during my final exam. So like after that, like, I still have ringing in my ear till now. So after like the whole school, everything, I was down. I still had like
fear.
No, not fear. I was still reeling from that
experience.
Yeah. So after school, like, I finished sometime August. So the months leading to like maybe December before now, I used that time to like self-reflect what I really want to do, what's like my purpose, and all of that. And then I'm preparing for grad school currently. I already prepared. I've written my GRE.
Okay.
I've gotten my documents ready. I've spoken to my recommenders. I've spoken to people. Spoken to a lot of people actually. Reached out to a lot of people. So yeah, now that in fact you needed to see me on my convocation day, I was grinning from ear to ear. I was so happy. I mean, they gave me 3 awards, and I was like, wow, I did this. Like I made it, and yeah, I was filled with joy. I mean, best graduating student. I was not even sure they were going to give me that.
Did you think you were going to get the best graduating student?
I was not sure. Like,
so it means that the Shomolu system too really pushed you.
it did. Oh,
were there any monetary awards?
Yeah,
Okay, tell us about it.
I should say everything.
Yes, say it.
Okay, so there was this Sahara Group Prize.
Okay.
1M.
1 million naira.
Yeah, there was Oshodi's prize. That was 25k.
Need to go with the HOD top hits, but continue.
Yeah. And then there was this engineer, something. I don't know the full name in my, I think Ogunlesi or something. So
Engineer Ogunlesi's prize award.
Yeah, so that is like a laptop and a printer. So that's what we, yeah.
But that's something to take home.
Hey.
They've carried it.
That's something to take home. If you never see me walking.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
I was so happy. I was so excited. Like in fact I told my professor to come. Because I didn't know that like all this
was going to happen.
Yeah. So I told him that I'll be honored if he would come to my convocation. He was like, oh, he doesn't usually come, but like he will be there. And then so I was like, oh, sir, this is the prizes I won. He was like, oh my god, he's so happy for me. That's all, because we always like, my professor is somebody I could really talk to. Like he called me Morolake for some reason. He called me Morolake. So yeah, he was like, Morolake, and like there's Adeshewa. We're two that like he advises. Yeah. He advised me, call her Adeshewa, she's Miriam. He was like, no, and Adeshewa. So like, when the person was
professors
like,
can do that to you.
Where's Adeshewa? Like, oh, she's somewhere. So he was like, and I showed him, was like, oh my god, and like he knows how I
what?
I was my results, because he like I knew him 2023. I didn't know him like when he taught me. Because he doesn't usually teach undergraduates. He's a master's PhD. Like so he only taught us then, and he didn't even teach after like our sets. So that was the only time I knew him. He's a very busy person. And then we met again my final year, and he turned out to be my project advisor. And yeah, so like we have this rapport, and he was like, oh yeah. So he was like, oh, what's your CGPA? That's the first thing he wants to know when he meets you. Like the first time we met, like, oh, what's your CGPA? I'll make sure that like you finish. Like you have to make sure you finish very well. And
what was your CGPA when you met him?
It was 4.7.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
The 4.71. Yeah.
And the man.
He was like, no, you have to finish well. Yeah. And I was also, he was like, oh, that he's proud that, and because I've been talking to him about grad school like since the longest time. He's going to be my recommender and all of that. So he was like, oh, that he wants to see recommendation, what's it called, requests from top schools,
like
Harvard. Yes, that's what he said.
Harvard.
He said, I want to see recommendation requests from Harvard, Stanford,
MIT.
Oxford. I was like, okay, sure. I was like, okay, sir. And he was like, oh, then we took pictures with him that day. Me,
and Adeshewa. Okay.
Yeah, and then because I have a mentor, like he's not my so I have a mentor, so we took like pictures together with my mom also.
Shout out to mommy.
That was my mom. That was my mom. So yeah, so we took pictures And yeah, in fact, that day was surreal. I mean, the messages I got, the people.
Okay. Well, she's still reeling from that. It signals on 91.3. We're discussing with Sofiyah Olaiwon, the first class graduate of University of Lagos, finished as the best graduating student in her class. Civil and environmental engineer. I think that's what we should call you now. So, how do we address your highness right now? Engineer Sofiyah.
GMNSE.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
So yes, we can win through academics. If you have questions, comments from her, you can call us or send us a WhatsApp message 0809 234 5913. First class student. Okay, so engineer. Yeah, okay, so we can GMNSE. Okay. 0809 234 5913. Let's talk a little bit about your interest.
Okay.
Now, you have said, part of what I've read is Lagos is suffering from flooding.
Yeah. Lagos is sinking.
Lagos is sinking. It should not sink yet.
It should not sink.
So what do you think the Lagos government can do at this point in time? Engineer.
Okay, so
let's put you in that role immediately. Because that's what you're going to do.
So yes, there are, in fact, the solution is not just on government.
Okay.
It's on the community, it's on the people, it's on policymakers, it's on basically everybody. Yeah, like shareholders of the community, like me, you, everybody is a shareholder of the environment. So it should be something that like everybody
should do.
Yes. So for the government, please, our drainages are not like, Lagos has expanded and we still have infrastructures of like 20 years ago.
Okay.
We still have drainages of 20 years ago. The particular channel I studied, it's blocked. It's I don't know if you know that Shomolu.
Yeah.
You see that like the water doesn't move, it's stagnant and all of that. So if there were to be a flash flood, or like a flash flood, or like
an heavy rain,
way too heavy rain that like we've not seen before. Because part of what I did was study like with some periods of like heavy amounts of rainfall. If we are to see those kinds, there's going to be a mess. Yeah, there's going to be a mess.
But there's this thing that before the rainy season, you said everybody will start to clear. I started to notice it, so people will start to clear out the gutter. Then they leave it on the road, and then the rain falls, and then the sun goes back.
Still goes back. Like that's now where the community comes in. We need to educate our community on. See, if these things happen, we are the ones that are going to be affected.
Okay.
In fact, we are the ones that are going to be affected the most. We see floods when rainy season comes. We see floods in this area. We see in the island. We see on the mainland. We see where's that place? Makoko side. We see Bariga gets flooded. My school side gets flooded. So
your former school side gets flooded.
My former school side. Alumni.
Okay, alumni.
And I'm alumni.
Okay.
So our so everywhere gets flooded. So we are going to be the ones affected. We need to know what to do before then. Okay, is it something that we should be evacuated? Is it something that we should make sure that we should make sure that like we're supposed to do something before then? Let's know. There should be warning, like you should be able to warn us, warning systems that tell, okay, there's going to be a huge amount of rainfall. There should be forecasts. I mean, there are forecasts, but like there's 9 months. Yeah, there's 9 months, but like people still don't know that
flooding is a big issue.
Yeah, they don't know flooding is a big issue. So I think people need to be enlightened about that. Also, okay, yeah, I was talking about locations. There's a time that few years back, so that's kind of what encouraged me to go into civil engineering. A time that, because my mom runs a fish farm business.
Okay.
And it's in Ikorodu. Yeah. Sinikorodu, it's a low,
Swampy area.
yeah, it's a swampy area. So there's this thing that when they open the dam,
Aha.
it's that place gets flooded. You have to use a canoe.
Wow.
Like you can't enter the water, you're going to be covered up. So you have to use a canoe to pass through that area. It's ruined our business. So that was the
End of fishing business.
Yeah, I mean we were able to manage it too, but like the last straw that finally like
Broke the camel's back.
Yeah, it was like I think I was in, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was maybe a year before I entered school.
Okay.
Maybe year one, I can't remember. And like that was just the end of it. We had to just stop
the business.
Yeah.
So flooding
like,
affects
it
businesses.
does, yeah, it does. It does like a lot. And in fact, there's my mom's friend that lives around that area.
She had to move.
She had to move, and like it ruins people's cars. Like it does a lot. And I was like, I mean, why were we not told? Or like tell people we're going to open dam so day.
So that everybody knows what they need to do.
Let's know, or like a week or like few days before. Let's know that something is going to happen. We should we should try to like they just warn people.
Yeah.
Let people know what's going on and all of that. So that's why that's basically why I studied civil engineering.
So well, let me just quickly say the she's somebody from Facebook, Mrs. Funke Kayode, says congratulations, she's a genius. There's accolades. The accolades is coming. Now, if you have questions for her, 0809-234. If you have questions for our engineer, GMNSC Sofiyah Olaiwon, you can call us 0809-234-5913. You go back and come back. Go for grad school and come back. Which part of please, Dr. Kennedy, that shall not come from me. Which part of Lagos are you looking to take on that you want the Lagos state government should work on seriously?
Work on to pick one.
Okay.
Out of several.
Out of several flooding areas.
I want to say good, but I feel like that's partial.
Okay.
I think Ikorodu.
Because of the dam?
Because of the dam. Yeah, that's closest to the dam. But also Bariga.
Okay.
Bariga side. Yeah, I have
partial to school.
Like not just that, like I have people who stay there. I have like some family that like stay there and all of that. So
first class. Because I'm asking this because you really were affected with the Shomolu system so that you did the project.
Oh yeah. I picked that location, right?
Yes.
I first of all picked Ikeja due to the data I had because I had to work with like data of 15 years, rainfall data of 15 years. So because the station, the rainfall gauge station, was at Ikeja. Yeah, so that's why I picked Ikeja initially, but I was told that it doesn't have to be Ikeja. I mean, when rain falls in Ikeja, it falls everywhere.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean, so I could use that data for other places. And then when it was time to, because like I said, I had to, like my project gave me a lot of stress when I went to seek for help, and to seek for help to be able to complete my project.
Yes.
I mean, shout out to Professor Shakiruddin. He was one that broke like everything I needed to do down for me. It was like, I was like, oh, I am stuck. I have been stuck since. I need like a breakthrough here. My rainfall data, I can't use it. It's basically useless if I don't know the amount of water entering the drainage. So there was a lot of remote sensing at GIS. I needed to quantify the drainage capacity. I needed to quantify the surface
soil.
The soil. And then so which how much of the water is going to enter the soil, how much of the water is going to enter the drainage. So I needed to quantify that. So he was one that told me that, oh, okay, there's different ways to go about this. It's either you use remote sensing to do this, or you're going to have to go to like Lagos State to ask for the data.
Did you go at some point?
No, I did. There was no time.
Okay.
Like I said, the fear was a lot. I can laugh about it now, but it's
I guess that was your first introduction to flood, to gauging the earth and what it takes.
Yeah. So, in fact, the fear was a lot. There was not, in fact, between my supervisor was already on my neck, and like the person that helped me and my supervisor, they are very close. Yeah. So in fact, he was the one that gave me the data initially when I wanted to start. When I was embarking on the project.
Yes.
I think, when did I start? November 2023.
How long did it take you to finish your project?
It took me about a year.
A year to finish your project.
I'm still on it because we are supposed to submit the my manuscript to publish.
Okay.
So I still worked on it December. I still did some revisions. I had to do some coding to do one thing to refine the project. I had to do like A/B testing. I had to, oh my god,
it was a lot.
And then I was struggling with that and writing my GRE also. So I think, let's just say over a year was what I spent on the project.
And do you think school is a scam?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think I've ever thought school was a scam, because I don't want to say I love school.
You do love school.
You
do love school.
I have a love-hate relationship with school.
Why?
Because school is stressful.
Everything is stressful. You don't like stress.
I don't.
You took on stress the moment you signed up under level civil engineering.
Oh my god. I don't think school is scam.
Okay.
I mean, I have always excelled in school. I think maybe that's why I had like fear and all of that, because I'm a high achiever.
Okay.
And like I always want to like be at the top of things. So that's why maybe I was so scared and all of that. But right from like nursery, primary school, it was a breeze, honestly.
It was a breeze.
So I don't think school is a scam. For something I excel at, I don't think it's a scam. I mean, it might not. School is not for everybody. I'm not going to like sugarcoat it or anything. It's not for everybody. People thrive elsewhere. People thrive in business, entrepreneurship, programming. Like, see Elon Musk and code.
Let's not go too far.
There are people that like don't go to school and they own $1 billion or $1 million, or even if it's naira, they own those businesses that worth a lot. But for me, I thrive in this, so yeah. And I'm not even scared to like explore outside my comfort zone or anything like that. But I know that for me,
you excel at school. Now, how about your colleagues, the other study group?
Oh, my classmates.
Yes.
It's not study group. They're my classmates. They are my people. In fact, there's this thing that I always say, that if I were to start all over again, wherever my classmates decide to study, I will pick that place. Like, is that department I will go to? I'm not going elsewhere.
What do you like about your classmates?
They are, in fact,
they're listening, so you want to tell them how you feel about them.
I love you guys. So yeah, that's that. You guys are the best. There's no competition. Like, how would I put it? There's no, I'm not, how do I say this?
Nobody's trying to outsmart one another.
Exactly. Like, nobody's trying to one up another.
You're all collaborating together.
Yeah, like, we do this together, or we don't do it at all. That's how my classmates are.
That's good.
Like, we work together, we study together.
So how many first class were in your study group?
my class.
Your class.
We're about we're seven.
7.
8, I think. Yeah, 7, 8, I think. And
At what point did any one of you struggle?
there were a lot of struggle points. I have semesters that I didn't even have a first class. Like my grades
Dipped.
Yeah, I did.
Like Bitcoin.
But
And it rose.
so yeah, those were I think it was that the aftermath of COVID and all of that. Like I wasn't feeling school.
School was not feeling itself.
I wasn't feeling school because like I had kind of like existential crisis that what am I even doing here? Like this time because I'm supposed to graduate 2022 and I'm assuming I finished 2025.
Engineer.
I was giving
It's
my
part of
certificates.
the...
So yeah, around that time I was like, oh, let me just do this. Okay, let me just do this. Let me I just try to do my minimum. I just do what I can and then just go and write the exam and leave. But when I saw my GP,
You called yourself to order.
I say, in fact, I didn't even care. It was they called me to order.
Who called you to order?
I have a mentor.
Okay, so mentor had to call you to order.
She was like, what's wrong? Like, I had a C like for the first time, and she was like, and like I saw the result. I think I saw like 56 or something. And like, this is my result. This couldn't be my result. My classmates would testify to that. I was just like,
You're feeling like, too familiar with your...
funny thing.
Yeah,
that particular course. When I wrote the exam, I was too sure.
Overconfidence.
No, I wrote this exam. I finished it. I killed it. And then I saw myself like,
Overconfidence kill you there.
No problem. The second semester again, I had not a first class again. I was like, what is this now? I was like, what is this now? Is this how I want to be swimming in the lagoon? I don't understand.
Lagoon is not far from you.
I was like, I don't understand. Like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And then I was doing my internship where when I saw the I think it was year 4 first semester. When I saw the year 4 first semester results, so I know, like I said, I had like kind of an existential like, what am I doing exactly? I like I felt stagnant at that point in time. So I did my internship, like that rekindled the love I had for engineering again. Yeah, like that's when I interned at Arab. Okay. Shout out to people in Arab. So yeah, if anybody doesn't know Arab is a global company. They have offices everywhere in the world, in Nigeria too.
Was that your first working experience?
No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it actually. I mean, I had a first like internship experience. That was lovely too. Okay. Don't get me wrong. That was,
Arabs gave you the icing on the cake.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was like I interned with Nigeria's leading engineering company, Nesco. I think they're one of the first engineering companies in Nigeria. NMPC, and I loved the experience. I got to rub minds with people. I got to meet people. You know, when you, like you said, when your first work experience,
it gives you some dignity.
You just feel like
it gives you like
this. Like I was going to like work every day, and it was a chill life because the boss would come and pick me. The boss would come and pick me from where I was staying then in like Bariga with my grandparents' his best friend, my grandpa's best friend. Then they'll come and pick me from there. I'll sleep before I get to the office. I'll come out 7, like they get to work very early, by the way, 7 a.m. They'll pick me around like 6-ish. So it was in VI, engineering closed. I will go there and like I got to meet people, like not just like people, like work people, like students like me that came to do internship there too. They were the best. They were so like when I first entered there, like I was like, so this how like.
So you chose, meaning that you chose the right course for yourself.
Yes, I did.
And the future in it for you.
So I would meet these people, we'll talk. Like we had like similar interests. Like oh my first, I was like I can talk like this. Like when I'm talking with them, like I would like I'll come. I say come.
You're feeling yourself.
This is you. Like, I'm talking like this. Like I'll talk with them. I'll talk with the workers there, the engineers there, because like it's an engineering company. It has like 7 engineering departments. You meet people from mechanical departments, piping departments, electrical departments, process departments, civil departments. So you talk with them. Like there's this thing that they do, like a huddle, like where just one office is for a particular project they're working on. So like it was good. Sweet. And then Arab came and Arab they were finding solutions, like sustainable solutions
for Nigeria.
Yes, like there's this project that I had to be on site for. They were doing a water treatment. Like when there was a person that called in that said like he sells water treatment plants. Like they were building a water treatment plant in the basement. It had 2 basements, like a 7-story building, and it had 2 basements. And then that's what the basements are for. All water, like wastewater generated in that building, goes to the basement and is cleaned. Like cleaned for recycle. And I was like, wow. Like they allowed me join in the site meetings with the architects, with the person that like was in charge of the waste treatment plant. And I was just like, I think I was the only intern there. I was the only intern there. And then they'll be like, oh, what do you think? I'm like, what do I think? I was like, okay. I was just trying to
so it was a good working experience for you because you were able to balance school with work.
I was on IT.
Yeah, you saw the work life of what you.
I saw the work life. I was like, oh yeah, this is where I fit in, like finding solutions.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And yeah, and then I got into NHF that year, 2023 also. Okay. So NHF.
If I leave you to keep talking about civil engineering.
Okay, we will not talk about anything.
We'll not talk about anything. Now, finally, before we wrap up, is for students, for struggling civil engineering students, and for somebody who wants to get into school, sell civil engineering to them in 1 minute.
1 minute?
Yes.
Down.
Yeah.
Okay. So civil engineering is basically a way of life. I will start with that. It encompasses different things. You think civil is just buildings. It's not. Honestly, it's not. I got to realize that civil is way too broad to be put in that box. It's railways, it's bridges, it's traffic, like how you control traffic. Like I did a course on traffic engineering. I was like, oh, okay. So there's a time like that, your traffic sign that you see,
stop green.
There's a timing for it. There's structures. There's AI in civil engineering. There's water. There's AI in environmental engineering. I got to see a lot. In fact, like I even got to see more when I was looking at schools I wanted to apply to for my PhD. I saw there was this particular, I want to say, I'm not supposed to mention, but like there's this center learning the earth with physics and artificial intelligence.
Okay.
Like learning the earth. So like it's your carbon cycle, it's your water cycle, it's your every processes that involve the earth. So that's another side that I haven't even
tested.
Comprehended.
Now that you are finished, that's where you are going to. Go and be learning the earth. Thank you for being a smart gem of a Gen Z. Thank you for winning through academics.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. And thank you for all the mentors that pushed you back on track. If not, you will not be sitting here with us. Now, to every student who is struggling and thinking that what is school about, I brought her engineer GMNSC, Sofiyah Olaiwon, to show you that it can be done. And to all of our classmates, your study group, who put in the work, I guess you guys are just starting.
Yeah.
And that the labor markets in quotes will be nice to you guys.
Yeah, so finding work.
Finding work.
Finding work.
Yeah. And on that note, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone who's listened in. It can be done. Till we come your way again next week, Saturday, like we always say on Signals, dream again, create opportunities for people, and because people will be people, keep creating opportunities. Have a wonderful week, and God bless. Fine, girls.
For today, take this music and use it. Let it take you away and be home, and he'll make a way.
Wow, you had a lot of. Who recorded?